Hey there, beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lindsay P. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you've been here before, hey girl, hey, nice to see you again. So you guys can tell by the title, we're going to be doing a smoky eye, a black smoky eye tutorial, which is perfect for New Year's Eve, which is right around the corner. So if you're interested in seeing kind of how I make the smoky eye a little bit less intimidating and beginner friendly, this is the video for you. But before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because I've been looking at the analytics and I know y'all watch my videos but you're not subscribing. Like, what's the problem? Let's commit. All right, so hit that subscribe button, but let's get right into this look, guys. All right, y'all, so the brows are pretty much already done. I went ahead and did that off camera. I do want to buff them out just a little bit before we get started here. Because I'm going to be doing a smoky eye, I'm definitely going to be doing the eyes first, just to avoid having any potential fallout or anything. So if you want to recreate this look, I definitely recommend in this scenario, when you're working with deeper colors or even really pigmented shadows, that you do the eyes first. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take my Too Faced concealer and use that to prime the eyelid so I can get an even canvas. The first thing that you want to do when you're doing a smoky eye is you want to go in with a darker base. Normally our concealer would be a good enough base for our shadows, but because we're playing with black, you want something deeper so that you don't have to pack on a whole bunch of shadow. So today for my base, I'm gonna take this Ruby Kisses eyeliner. It's a cream eyeliner. It looks like this, and this is in the shade Rich Black. And I'm gonna try to use my finger. We'll see how this goes. And I'm just slightly patting that over my my concealer and really working the products in so they kind of like marry together. This part doesn't need to be perfect, so take your time, but we're gonna go over it anyway, so just make sure you get a good amount. So now that we have our base, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the shadow. As you guys can see, not perfect, not neat at all. You just need something for your black shadow to build on. So next thing that we're gonna go is we're gonna take a brush. I'm gonna take this brush here. I have no idea. I think I got this in a kit from like Marshall's or Ross or something, but it's just a really small brush. A really small fluffy brush. You want to use something small. You don't want anything super blown out. Because you're working with a black shadow, you want to make sure that you have as much control over the shadow as you can. So a brush like this is really good because it's going to give you that control, and you can place the product where you want it and without going too far and then you look like a raccoon. So for my black shadow today, I'm going to use my Soft Glam palette, the ABH palette. And we're gonna go in with the shade Noir right here. And I'm just gonna start packing that onto the lid. And you guys see how the shadow is pretty much remaining right where I put the base, right? Like we're not going super high up. That part is really important. Let me go ahead and actually zoom you guys in for the eye part so you can really see what I'm talking about. Okay. So I'm just taking that brush and just patting. I'm not sweeping, no crazy motions. We just want to pat that shadow. We're not buffing anything out yet. We really just want to build up our shadow. And that's it. So I'm now going to take the same brush, I'm not going to add any more product, and I'm just going to start buffing out the edges. Just light circular motions. I'm holding my brush really, really loosely, so I'm not applying too much pressure at this step because I'm really not trying to build any more coverage. I'm just trying to buff out whatever we've already put there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the same brush and I'm gonna spray some of my Cinema Secrets cleaner. I really like the control this brush gives me, so I'm just gonna clean off that black shadow as best as I can. And we're gonna go into a brown shade. Now for this step, I like to use the bronzer that I'm gonna be using on my face because it just ties the entire look in together. So for that, I'm going in with my CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzer in Ebony Bronze. And I'm going to actually use that as my transition for this look. I'm gonna go in with burnt orange and orange soda and I'm gonna mix them and just buff that out at the top. Now that I have kind of like the gradient that I want from here up, right? So from the bronzer up, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off, go back into that black and buff back in some of that black. Okay guys, that's pretty much it in terms of the eyeshadow. Like a smoky eye really doesn't have to be as intimidating as some people make it. I think it looks really clean, really crisp. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, is clean up the sides with my leftover concealer, just to get a really sharp look. You guys can totally stop right here, put your lashes on, and go in with the rest of the face, and boom, you have a classic smoky eye. But I'm just feeling a little something extra. So I have this LaRue, this is white gold, the infamous white gold pigment here, and I kind of just want to pop that in the inner corner because I am doing this look as a New Year's Eve inspo. So you can totally leave your smoky eye like this and keep it a little bit more classic, but I feel like it'll be fun to just do something to jazz it up a bit. My loves, so the lashes are on and we're looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. So now it's time to move on to the base. When you got this much going on the eyes, you really want to keep the base real simple. We're gonna go full glam, obviously, to match the aesthetic. So you can't really, I mean you can, but I wouldn't do like my skin but better makeup with a full black smoky eye. You gotta go full glam. But we're gonna keep it simple. We're not gonna do too much. So because this is full glam, I am gonna go ahead and color correct using my Nars color corrector. I really like this color corrector, guys. I've noticed it's been making a huge difference in how my makeup turns out. And I love that it's not as thick as a concealer. So for foundation today, I'm actually gonna go in with a cream foundation because I think cream products are ultimately the best whenever you're doing a full glam. So the cream foundation that I'm using is this Cover FX, I think this is the Total Coverage. Yeah, Cover FX Total Coverage Foundation. I think you can get this at Ulta now, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all, I did not put on not a single primer. What is happening? How could I be so disoriented? Okay, I don't know how this is gonna work because I'm definitely not taking off this color corrector. I don't have the time to do all of that. So I'm just gonna prime on top of whatever I just did and hope that this works out. Don't do that though. When you're recreating this look, make sure you prime first. So I'm going in with my Makeup Forever Step 1 Nourishing Primer. Rub it. Try not to disturb. I don't need to prime the under eyes as much, so I'm gonna try not to disturb that. But this around my mouth, it is what it is. I said I was gonna keep it simple, but I also forgot that I wanted to illuminate so that I can get that like real Hollywood glam. type of effect to my foundation. So I'm taking my L'Oreal Lumi Illuminator and just using that. Now let's go in with our foundation. So yeah, back to my Cover FX Total Coverage Foundation. I am in the shade P100, and I'm going to just press that into my skin. I really like this foundation because it is full coverage, but it feels super lightweight, and it photographs really, really well. So if you're doing your smoky eye for like New Year's or like a black tie event, a wedding, a gala, this foundation is great for events like that. After I initially go in with the brush, I do like to go back over the foundation with a beauty blender. So I'm just going to kind of press, I don't know how to explain it, but just so that I have something on the bottom of my beauty blender so I'm not picking up any any foundation, because I do want the coverage. And I'm just going to go back over what we applied with the brush. For concealer, I'm going in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. And then right in this blank space here, I'm gonna take a lighter concealer. I'm gonna take my Fenty concealer in the shade 360. Because this is a full glam and we want something to kind of brighten up the under eye, balance that smokiness, this is just a nice way to do that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose, do all my cream steps at one time. I'm actually gonna go in with the Fenty Matchstick in Espresso. It's been a while since I've used it, so I'm gonna take that. I'm actually gonna take Rose Latte from Fenty and go ahead and use that as my blush, just because it's gonna add a nice flush but still keep the base really neutral. I'm actually going to take a different powder today. I am going to go in with my Pat McGrath under eye powder and just take a light layer and use that as my initial base to set my under eye. Someone recently commented on the video I did reviewing this powder, asking if it was better, which one was better for the under eye, the Charlotte Tilbury or this powder. And it made me realize I hadn't picked this powder up in a while. So to that person, if you're watching this video, I did respond to them in the comments saying go ahead and go with the Charlotte Tilbury powder, because that's been the powder that I found myself always like reaching for and going to. But honestly, I just forgot about this powder and forgot how good it was. You can't go wrong with either one. I think the Charlotte Tilbury is just always in my face, so I'm always using that powder. So now that the under eyes are set, I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face, and I'm going to use my Dior Backstage powder to do so. I find it's best to press the powder in before you do any type of buffing motions, because you don't want to disturb the foundation. Now to lightly bake, I'm actually going to take my medium deep powder by Mercier, and I'm going to mix it with the translucent shade, because I was watching Maya Galore's tutorial and she says that it gives a Fenty Cashew type of shade, which I really love, but that powder is just way too drying. So if I can have that in a Laura Mercier formula, that's fantastic. Laura Mercier should create their own cashew shade. That should be the next shade that they give us, especially for the super chocolate girls. Ugh, that shade is stunning on them. So while I am letting that bake, I'm gonna go in with my bronzer, and you guys know today I'm using the Queen Collection bronzer by CoverGirl. I feel like every time I wear this foundation, I wear this bronzer. I don't know what it is about this color combination or undertone combination with these two, but I almost always pair them together. It's crazy. Just to deepen that bronzer shade a little bit, just like more in the hollows, I'm gonna take Thick Mint by Fenty and focus that right in here. And just as a final step, I'm gonna take some more of that powder mix and just use that to lightly sculpt the face. Let's get to the under eyes. We're gonna make it really, really, really simple. I am going to take a liner. You guys know I'm gonna go in with my Shockwave liner from LA Girl and just put that in my waterline. But I'm not gonna bring that liner all the way in. I'm keeping it at about 3/4 of the way. And then taking a smudger brush, I'm gonna go back into Noir from my Soft Glam palette and just smoke out that bottom lash line. But I'm gonna try to keep it close to my lash line. I don't want this blown out too much. And then just to soften that a bit, I am gonna go in with Rustic at the bottom, just to soften the edges just a tad. All right, so the only thing that's left for us to do is to get into the lips, and because I brought it out, you guys know I gotta go back. We're gonna line with the Fenty Matchstick in the shade Espresso. I haven't done this in a while. And then I'm gonna take my Dose of Colors. This is the Nima Collection liner in the shade Egen. No, this is her chocolate chip liner, sorry. Which her collection is back, y'all. I seen a promo for it on Instagram. So if you didn't get to get her collection the first time around, I highly recommend you do it now. But yeah, I'm just taking her chocolate chip liner and with a really soft hand going over and really just emphasizing what we already did with the Fenty. So, like I've been saying repetitively this entire video, because we have gone dramatic with our black smoky eye, and I even went a little more dramatic by putting that LaRue Cosmetics pigment in there, I'm keeping the lips nude. You could do whatever you want, sis, but for me, I just find that it complements the smoky eye and keeps it from being too loud. So my nude of choice today is I'm going in with a new favorite. This is the Juvias Place Lady. So that's the lip. If you want, you can totally stop here, but I actually want a little bit more of a gloss. So I'm taking this Dose of Colors gloss. I will have the shade linked down below because I don't know it off the top of my head. I feel like this gloss complements the shade, the lady shade, so well. They're like literally the exact same color, but one is in a gloss and one is obviously a lipstick. For my setting spray today, I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish setting spray. For highlighter, I'm just gonna take my e.l.f. highlighter and just keep it right on my nose. I'm not putting it anywhere else. I don't feel like I need any highlighter on my cheeks. All right, my loves, and there you guys have it. This is the completed smoky eye. I hope you all enjoyed the look. I am obsessed with how this turned out, and I will probably be doing this look for New Year's Eve. I hope it was easy to follow along, and I hope you guys found the smoky eye a little bit less intimidating to execute now after watching this video. If you all enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below what your New Year's Eve plans are. We're just going to dinner, and I think we may or may not be going to the Trey Songz concert. We haven't finalized that yet, but that's what Tay and I will be doing with a couple of friends. But I'd love to hear what y'all are going to be doing, so let's chat about it down in the comments, sis. And that's pretty much all that I have for you all today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on your way out, as well as check your girl out over on Instagram, where I do a lot of fashion, more beauty, everything we do on this channel, I do it over there. So go ahead and follow me on Instagram as well, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Smooches.